give a formal introduction of the PCG.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. A very good afternoon. We would like to thank you for taking this opportunity to meet and interact with the new captain of the Chicago PCG ship, Consul General Gina A. Hamoranin, ma'am. We consider ourselves very fortunate and well poised to take advantage of Chicago's hosting of several Fortune 500 companies because our new leader is a career diplomat who is also an economist by training. Dr. Gina Alagon Hamoranin joined the Philippine Foreign Service in January 1992 after passing the Philippine Foreign Service examination in 1991. Upon entering the Foreign Service, she was immediately assigned as Special Assistant to the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, Philippine National Secretariat from 1993 to 1996, where she assisted in the first and successful Philippine hosting of APEC Summit in 1996 in Subic. Before she assumed as our Consul General here at the Philippine Consulate General in Chicago on February 1st, 2018, she was the Consul General in Honolulu, Hawaii from 2014 to 2018, Deputy Chief of Mission in Tokyo from 2006 to 2012, and Vice Consul, then Consul, in Bucharest, Romania from 1996 to 2002. Dr. Hamoranin earned her AP Economics and Master of Public Administration from University of the Philippines and her PhD in Economics from the University of Santo Tomas in Manila. Consul General Hamoranin also earned her Master of Business Administration from McGill University, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Des Hotels, Faculty of Management in Tokyo. She also completed a postgraduate diploma in International Relations from the Institute of Social Studies, ISS, at The Hague, Netherlands, and the diplomatic course for junior ASEAN diplomats at the Institute of Diplomacy and Foreign Relations in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So without further ado, I would like to invite the Honorable Consul General Gina A. Hamoranin to the podium for her message. Honorable Consul General Gina A. Hamoranin to the podium for her message.
Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. As we say it in Hawaii, aloha. So how do you say it in Chicago?
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay.
Actually, I'm not used to very formal introduction, and it's really one of those things that, you know, it's part of my job, but I'm glad that it's very brief. Yes, I'm very excited to be here, and thank you for coming. At least the weather tonight is better than the one when I came here. It was snowing. There was a snowstorm, and they told me that I brought them here in Chicago. But when I left Honolulu, it was really, you know, it was eternal summer in Hawaii. And they asked me, why are you going to Chicago? It's a bad time to go there in February. Well, the weather is an important factor, but the weather is not the prime reason for me of going to Chicago. First, it is an assignment that I have to accept. And second, I've heard a lot about Chicago being one of the most vibrant cities here in the United States. And also, there's a big Filipino community here. And so when I was given that assignment, I was really looking forward to it. And when I had my farewell party in Honolulu before coming here, the mayor of Honolulu, Mayor Kirk Caldwell, was wearing black. She was wearing black barong. I said, Mayor, why are you wearing black? Because, you know, it's my farewell. We said, no, I'm mourning. I'm in mourning because you're leaving us, you know. At one point, I wanted to call my good friend, Mayor Ram Emanuel, to send you back here to Hawaii. I said, Mayor, don't do that. So, that is really, I enjoyed my stay in Hawaii.
The people were really very, I made friends with them for 3.5 years. I really made good friends, and I hope during my time in Chicago, I will develop the same deep friendships I had with the Filipino community in Hawaii. I'm sure Filipinos, wherever they go, they're all the same, friendly, hospitable, warm, all the good things that the Filipinos are known for. So I think the Filipino community in Chicago is no different, wherever the Filipinos here in the United States. And by the way, thank you for coming tonight, and I look forward to meeting all of you in more time, maybe in the course of my assignment here. I will have the chance to get to know you and your organization. But to give you an idea of my pet advocacies or pet projects, I really want to reach out to the young Filipino Americans, the millennials, and of course the current leaders, because I believe that what we're doing now is to prepare our future leaders of the community. So as I have seen in Hawaii, there is a need to make sure that our next generation has deep roots with their Filipino heritage. They may not speak the language, they may not be very conversant with the Filipino language, the language of their parents or their grandparents, but at least they've been to the Philippines once. So let us make sure that they are no strangers to their motherland. So in all your projects, in maybe future projects that we will be collaborating with, I would really want to have that impact on the young Filipino Americans, to rediscover their roots, to learn the language, or to interact with their fellow Filipinos. This can be done through language programs, maybe cultural projects that promote Philippine history, Philippine culture, and of course, in attracting them to visit the Philippines on their own or through institutionalized tours and any projects that would promote the Philippines. And secondly, I would really also want you to be active in your local communities. Right now, the Philippine Consulate is active in registration of our Filipino overseas absentee voting. So if you are still a Filipino citizen or a dual citizen, we are inviting you to register as an overseas voter for the forthcoming Philippine elections, senatorial elections in 2019. This is the reason why is that we really want you to make a difference in selecting our leaders in the Philippines. So you can do that by being an active participant and cast your vote. Anyway, you don't need to travel to the Philippines to vote. You do it by mailing. So there's really not much cost on your side. Registration is free. And maybe just coming here personally and register with us until September 2018, you will really contribute a lot in making a difference. And of course, if you are a U.S. citizen here and you are qualified to vote in the local elections, I also encourage you to be active in the local community affairs. Because, everything that you do, we hope that it will redound to the benefit of the Filipino community and to help to be a positive factor in the development of Illinois or other states where you are staying. My jurisdiction consists of 16 states. So I hope to visit them in the course of the year. So hopefully I'll be going to visit other communities around the Midwest. And hopefully, if our budget permits, we will also be able to have more frequent consular outreach in the different states. And of course, thirdly, we want you to be more, don't hesitate to come to us, to the Philippine Consulate. My staff, you know them, of course, our officers here. And under my leadership, we make sure that, we can really collaborate on projects that really redound to the benefit of the Filipino community. In fact, one of the projects that I am trying to plan really for the a kind of we call it the Veterans Sentimental Journey in the Philippines, promoting the Philippines World War II historical sites. Of course, the Philippines is known for beaches and nice things, nice places. We also have our own World War II historical sites. So, if you can have a chance to bring, you to visit Corregidor, Bataan, the site of the Death March in Papas, Leyte, or the Leyte Landing, Subic, it would also be nice to rediscover the important role that the Philippines had during World War II. And of course, we are also happy that finally the Filipino veterans was awarded the World War II Filipino Veterans Congressional Gold Medal. I think all of us in the all of the Philippine consulates in the United States worked so hard to make sure that our Filipino veterans had that overdue recognition for the valor and courage they gave and the ultimate sacrifice they had during World War II. My grandfather himself is a Philippine scout, and he gave his life. Unfortunately, he did not live to see the victory because he was imprisoned in Fort Santiago and was killed in prison after 1.5 years in captivity. So veterans issues are very close to my heart, and in fact, when I was in Honolulu, he was given posthumously a Purple Heart awardee by the commander of the U.S. Army Pacific. My mother is here, so she's the only surviving daughter of my grandfather, they were 4 children. They all died during the war. So I am very particular and very respectful of the veterans and the families who suffered in giving the ultimate sacrifice. Well, I will keep my speech short because, as I say, I don't know I need to really stay here, to get more information about, to observe more and see what I can do, what difference can I make in this community during my short stay here in Chicago. So in the meantime, we have another presentation because I'm also promoting a project of the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Department of Tourism. But later on, I think during the open forum, you have a chance to say something about your organization. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Gina, and we'd like to recognize, as the General said, the presence of her one and only mother dear, Mrs. Elisea Amorani. Before we open the floor for questions and answers, we will be presenting you a video material prepared by our economic section. And this is about our project, Ambassador's Tour. And I think Mr. Consul Mel would like to say a few words about the video presentation before we start going, or after. Introduction. I guess an introduction.
Consider this mga kababayan. Consider this as an intermezzo. It's not really an ad, but sort of a wait. Because since we started, everybody appears to be so straight-jacketed. So formal. So in the darkness, we have the chance to relax a little bit. Okay? Loosen up. Those who have hair, we can have yours. You can let your hair down. Those who have not, show your forehead. Okay. Let me introduce you this wonderful project, or this project about Ambassador's Tour that our new captain has been supporting also when she was in Honolulu. She's known to have invited a lot of visitors from Honolulu. They're one of the top scholars. Okay? This one, and this is the 12th of a series. Now, each year, since it began, there were improvements that were done along the way. When it comes to handling, when it comes to places to visit, when it comes to security, when it comes to interest, when it comes to, it's not a mere journey anymore. It's now something to do with not only connecting with the roots, it's also part of education. It is discovering yourself, or you discover those places where you might have been, but only in a short time. That's what the ambassadors tours are about. And by the way, when we say ambassadors, it's not the ambassadors, you are the ambassadors. That's why it's called the ambassadors tour. You'll become the ambassador to the Philippines. Now, what is interesting about the ambassadors tour is that they present snapshots and you get to experience them. It is very difficult to appreciate the Philippines if you don't experience going to the Philippines. You always see them there, the brochures, you see them in the news, but these are pictures. You have to use your senses, to smell, taste, overall the sense of home, to relieve that kind of flame that you've been holding inside you about the Philippines. And by the way, it's not only you. As our captain has said a while ago, the next generation of young Filipinos should not only see and experience, but imbibe that redolent air. The Philippines is the Philippines. It is your, for those who still remember, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, summer, that call, I can still remember it. Something like that. Or bicho, right? So ordinary, so quaint, but you're here now and you've been experiencing snowstorms and suddenly you feel that, where's that banana peel over again? And that hackney, that shoe shine with peel, sapatos. That is the shoe shine and the shoe repairman. Okay, let us say, of course we cannot run through all the episodes of the Ambassadors Tour through the years, but maybe we can present to you what happened last year. And see what, how they did it, or the travel last year.
It's more fun.
Now, about this event, okay? About this event, and there are interesting parties out there, interested ambassadors for this party. Let us see what somehow what we will expect to this 12th ambassadors tour. Maestro. By the way, it's not only those who are coming here. Those, your family members, your relatives, your friends who are in the Philippines can join you from here. So they'll join the trip and they get to experience everything that you've seen. Not only that, more of it. So not only in terms of people, not only in terms of culture, but also in terms of language. Question, how many languages are there in the Philippines?
88.
157. How many islands are there?
7,100.
How many have been, including the one recently named and claimed?
Question.
Okay. The point is with the 7,600 islands na ngayon. Yes.
Yeah. Can I add something? Because I was there in that trip. I was in Hawaii. I have attended 3 ambassadors tours. Of course, I'm always with the Hawaii delegation. And Hawaii is always the largest. Some of them, many of them coming, joining year after year, because that's one way of traveling in style in the Philippines. Because it's an escorted tour. You are not on your own, and we're not the only delegation. Filipinos all over the United States will be joining from Washington, New York, Los Angeles, Guam, of course, Chicago, San Francisco. The video that was shown was the one made by LA, Los Angeles. So you will be meeting with your other fellow kababayans from other states, from other parts of the United States. And, you know, we went to Davao last year, and, you know, some people were having reservation, but we were so happy that we proceeded because that was the height of martial law in Mindanao, and we were able to meet with the president. We had an audience with him at SMX Davao, and everyone was so happy. And you are really pampered, and you know, you don't have to worry about your wallet. You have to spend. I mean, it's also one way of helping our country, you know, helping our economy. You do your shopping there, and in my experience, many of the foreigners that were with us, in fact, one of the officials, the chief of staff of the Hawaii state, he brought lots and lots of barong.
Any questions, or please just mention your name and the organization. Here's one from Mr. Ano Santos.
Yes. I am Santos of Pinoy. Plus, a question for our new Consul General. In the past two Consul General didn't stay here on the usual 6 years. Since you're coming from Honolulu, will this affect again? Are we looking forward to a short term for the Consul General again?
Yeah, unless I get extended, I will be staying here for at least 2.5 years.
I've been a participant of this ambassador tours these 3 times, and the WOW Philippines as well. I'm just kind of wondering, since it's Cebu, mainly Cebu and Bohol, what if, since there are already carriers that go directly to Cebu, it's not like I don't like to visit the Rizal Monument again, I should probably, but what if I want to fly to Cebu directly? Is that possible on this?
Of course, if you read your there is a basic tour rate which does not include international round-trip fares and domestic fares, right? Manila, Cebu, Manila, Bohol. But what the basic tour package includes is the hotel accommodation, and being part of a convoy. I mean the transportation. So in your case, you want to fly directly to Cebu. I think that can be arranged with the local. Once you register, you can indicate them that you want only to visit Cebu and Bohol. So you can pay only the hotel cost of staying with the group, and of course the land tour. So it would be basically less than if you pay the whole package. In fact, you can fly on your own. But as long as you register, but tell them you're part of the Chicago group, but you pay the basic tour rate, you can use your mileage, you know, especially, for example, if you're really planning to visit the Philippines around that time. So what others are doing is they time their vacation around that time. After the tour, they go back to the respective provinces to visit their families. So that's what others are doing.
You can register in this website online. Okay, just a brief overview. We're already online. Let's see what you're going to see on that particular website. Up there, you see there, view package, detailed itinerary. You already have it with you. If you still, okay, yes, if you click it, okay, click the view package, detailed itinerary.
Click. It's not opening. Okay, hindi mo click.
The Manila Cebu Bohol Trail, the packages, package 1.
I think the main here for the package 1 is the whale, the one in Oslo, no? Whale swimming with the whales. But this is really for the adventurous. So package.
Masyado man yatang mabagal. Okay, more. Suroy tour. That will cover the Balikasad Island tour. And the Bohol, the Manila. Can we go back to the moon? Scroll down. Please. There's there, including the special rates. The hotel that where you're going to stay. Remember, the tour package does not include international and domestic airfare, but it can be arranged with Philippine Airlines. And I just heard that Eva Airlines is also interested in supporting this tour, and they will be coming up with their own package as well when it comes to the international flights. The hotels, okay, where you're going to stay, siguro iba nag-iisip doon sa hotel na, no. You're going to stay at the hotels, the place, in Shibuya, in Sentimental, or in the Mactan Resort and Spa. Okay, so when it comes to the hotel, you'll be staying at a non-resort on the beach. Oh, it's all there. So, the rates. It's the third page of your mini booklet. It's there.
It's really a bargain because, for example, stay in Mashangan and Mactan is only about $400 a night. You know, many days. So if you are triple sharing, it includes food already. And all the transportation, domestic, land transfers are also included with that. And also, many of the meals are hosted. It will be hosted by the local officials. I think the governor of Cebu will be hosting one event for us, and also the governor of Bohol. So we'll be meeting a lot of Philippine officials.
Yes, ma'am.
Aurora Austriaco, and my question is, I know, Consul General, you indicated earlier that you wanted to reach out to the millennials. I have two millennials, a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old. But in order for them to come to the Philippines, is there something that they can actually, in addition to this, something more substantive in terms of, is there a program that they can actually join where they can actually meet with, various secretaries of different departments, so that they really are immersed in the culture of the Philippines?
Actually, there is one, but this is really very...
Profits and business leaders. The applicants will also pitch a legacy project, which is a project they will work on personally during their trip and afterwards. And they accept people from all different backgrounds and sectors, and I believe the application for this year will be released sometime in the spring or summer.
So, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to follow up. So this is for professionals, and I know it's funded by DPC. I'm looking more in terms of those who are high school students, college, fund their own, and can fund their own, but they want to get into the culture of the Philippines. So, I know you guys are really awesome. Every product of the PhilPro has been really, really wonderful and involved, but I'm looking more in terms of, high school in Israel actually has a program where they bring high school students or kids so that they get immersed into the country and the culture. So I'm just wondering if there is one where we don't have to have the funding for it, but actually parents will even pay to bring the kids in there.
Thank you for bringing it up, because in Hawaii I have that program for high school students. We teach them community-based. We have no budget, but the funds are raised by the partner organizations, and we choose the best students. And for the immersion part, they travel to the Philippines, to the Ilocos region. So, well, in Chicago, we can develop similar project like that. If there is interest, we can do something like that. But as of now, I don't know of any program we have to bring high school students. Maybe it's at schools, maybe at the university or school level, they have that program. But as far as I know, from the national level, we don't accept the Field Pro. But the Field Pro also has a lot of sponsors, right, from the private sector. And also, right now, the Field Pro alumni are coming together, and I think they also thinking of more projects. So this is one area where we can work together, and maybe if there is interest, we can come up with a program for high school students.
My name is Rose San Diego, and warmest welcome to Chicago. I know it's quite a difference from Honolulu, so welcome to Chicago, you and your mother. My question is to you, since you are from a family of veterans and we have an upcoming Day of Valor in April, do you have any plans for the upcoming Day of Valor, any special programs, or since our past Congen had a traditional wreathing at the bridge, and of course our traditional veterans who are of age this year, and due to the weather, the Windy City, of course, are we doing it at the same place, time, and being that we did pass the Congressional Gold Medal, is there a special event this year for that, for the veterans?
Yes, we've been doing it, as you said, we do wreath laying at the Philippine veterans. But unfortunately, he died before we even come to the United States. So that's why we are not, we're not part of that program wherein the children of the veterans can avail of being a U.S. citizen. Now, we are on our own. Now, regarding the veterans who are living, I don't know if there are few or there are some. So, my question is about the living children. Can they be accorded some recognition with respect to the parents who were serving the World War II as veterans?
The application shows like the name of the veterans, and then there's a number, like ID number. So if you can provide the ID number.
Now in my part, in my father's part, I have all the records with me.
Yeah, so there's still in
where can I send it?
You can email it to me. I'll give you.
Give me your
yeah.
Thank you.
The form is on the website.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, first of all, thanks for coming here. It's great to have you here. I'm Julian Ignacio with the National Alliance for Filipino Concerns. And I was just wondering, what are some issues that, the Filipino community faces in Hawaii, and what are some initiatives that you all took to help address those issues, and how do you maybe see yourself translating that experience here in Chicago?
Okay, the community in Hawaii is very unique because the community, so the Hawaii State Legislature recognized the important contribution of the Filipinos, so they designate every December 20 as Sakada Day all over Hawaii. So we are celebrating that, the Filipino community, every December 20 for the last 3 years now, and it gives them a sense of unity and common purpose. And I'm very happy that we don't celebrate it only in Honolulu, but all over the state. if you go to the different islands, as far as Molokai, Lanai, they have their own Sakada Day activities. And every celebration we give certificates of recognition to the living Sakadas. They are in their 90s now, and many of them are crying because never in their dreams that they will be recognized. Because I told them they arrived in Hawaii, very in a strange land, and what if they did not persevere? So there would be no Filipino community in Hawaii. They sowed the seed of the Filipinos in Hawaii. So that's a special story, and for that reason, that's one of my pet initiative in Hawaii, and also the Ilocano language program. But in Chicago, as I said, I'm still in the learning stage. And you can find something in common among you that we can, celebrate, maybe through language, or I know that many of you, the Filipinos here are of diverse geographical regions, so we cannot really say that all the people here come from the north. So I think it's really the Filipinos here in Chicago and the Midwest constitute like the whole. Comprise almost all the provinces in the Philippines. So as I said, I will think about it and see what we can do. And you can help me find projects and programs that could help promote Filipino heritage and common purpose. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Mr. Evan.
Good evening, Consul General. Welcome to Chicago. I'm with the American Cultural Foundation, as well as other several organizations. Just a quick comment with the millennials participation. I think that's really important. But building off that, if they are, I know the ages were around college and high school students, there are resources within their universities that they do attend or college that are building up Asian American focused groups. And so I encourage your kids to reach out to their API liaison, whatever that may be within their student organizations, and make sure that those resources are available to them to join. And they will reach out to organizations such as KCF, UniPro, or other organizations that will provide those resources for them to take part in getting to know their heritage. Because in my college experience, I did not become more proud to be a Filipino until I reached out to those resources. I was very detached prior to that. And so with the experience being involved in organizations with mixed old, young, or young at heart, it's really important to be able to experience that as a whole. My second comment or question would be, does the Office of the Consul General plan to continue to do the monthly meetings sa Pagkikita sa Consulado?
Going back, suddenly I remember what we did is we encouraged the formation of Filipino clubs in Hawaii in every high school schools, because you see, Ilocano is one of the electives there in the schools, in high school, because the state recognized that we have a big community. So they have Japanese, Ilocano, I forgot another Chinese. So I think what the young people do, they have established their own Filipino clubs. So I also get to meet the teachers, So maybe as a first step, maybe we can encourage the high school to, those who have connections with, with the teachers to form their own Philippine clubs in your schools. So in that way, you can have some common projects with the young people, and of course, then after that, we can, widen that and make it really more institutionalized clubs of young high school students. That is something that can be done. Especially, we have a lot of teachers here. So maybe you can volunteer your time to allot some time for Filipino student high school to get to know some projects. We can do some film showing here if you want. So that's also one of my projects, if we can get some regular film showing here of Filipino films, and we can invite the young people. As for the pagkikita, of course it's a very good activity, but of course we will have to make sure that every meeting has really
purpose and something issues that are really very important to all of us. Yeah, and if you have particular, some activity, we can invite you to have it here at the Kalayaan Hall.
Lumalamig na po Chicken Joy, but sige, we'll have one more. And I think
Good afternoon. Welcome to Chicago. And I am with the Filipino-American Council of Greater Chicago and also Filipino-American Grandparents Association of Chicago. And also I'm a volunteer of a fire. And we are talking about heritage program. Actually, a fire just started with the Tagalog classes. So we just finished the first one at Tagalog 101. And I think it was a success. We have one student here who just finished. And we have the coordinator here. Yeah, she's also taking the course. So you are welcome to connect with AFIRE, Alliance of Filipinos for Immigrant Rights and Empowerment, because we have the program on, we are starting with the language, and then we are thinking of course, extending it to history and culture. And not only, we started with young professionals, and we are intending to also have for the children, because we have started the Tagalog class for children here in the Philippine Consulate. So during the time of Herrera Lim, 2010, I think. Yeah, so that is, we have programs, and you can connect with AFIRE. If you are interested, if you have friends or members of the family who wants to learn the language. Thank you.
Yes, that's very good. So we have one here that we can tap, and we don't need to reinvent the wheel. So I think we just need to promote and, make sure that everybody knows where to go. And of course, other organizations are invited to collaborate.
Okay, so that wraps it up. Oh, okay. I just would like to.
Good evening, Your Honor. We are just like, we just let you know that we are from the group from a small area in Zamboanga del Norte. We call this Samnai, Zamboanga del Norte Association in Illinois. We established this association for almost 27 years already. And we are celebrating this association annually, every month of August. I think, you know it already, but we will just want to be recognized and be counted at the Philippine Consulate so that we will be also known. We are having our next celebration this coming August 4th. And everybody is invited in Lapag Woods, just across Seafood City. And we are, no problem with us, because that's time that we are meeting each other. From Zamboanga del Norte, composed about 24, probably now 24 towns. So we are composed of at least 500 members. And we are occupying the whole place in Labag Woods. And we just want you to know that we want to be recognized and be counted in the Philippine Consulate. Okay, thank you. Here are my co-officers. This is our President, Dudong Santos, Pedro Santos, and our members,
I think you're the biggest group
Listen, I think some the past consul is already attended here. It's a very big, it's a very big party. The whole day.
Thank you for
6
inviting
p.m.
all of us.
6 p.m.
I'm very happy to learn that there's some, even when we don't have the Zamboanga group, we have the Dabaweños. But Zamboanga, I am not very, very fortunate that you have somebody from Zamboanga. So this is really a diverse group. So, yeah, and maybe one area where you can collaborate is, you know, maybe you can develop group dances, develop Philippine cultural dances, so that when we have events, we can invite your group to perform, right? So yeah, develop Philippine dances, a core of dancers from your respective organization. So we have already a resource for during, you know, cultural shows. I heard you said there you have. So yeah, that's one thing that can help promote Philippine culture.
Thank you very much. As I said, you can approach Consul General later on as we enjoy Jollibee and Seafood City and Red Ribbon offerings for everyone. So, okay, we will now...
Unimart Malagos. Unimart Malagos too.
And yes, we will include, of course, in our acknowledgement, which also will also mention those who sponsored or donated some of the treats that we'll enjoy, like cake from Malagos, courtesy of Unimart.
My name is Joseph Lariosa. I'm a global link international.com. I'm going to meet with the new Consul General in Chicago, Illinois. He's Jim Umbrallen, Consul General of Chicago. Can you tell us about yourself and what are your plans and what are the legacies that you want to be behind? Just in case.
Thank you, Mr. Ariosa, and it's an honor and privilege to be interviewed actually. And this is my first gathering with the Filipino community after arriving from Iran. And as I said earlier, my projects are really to reach out to the young generation of this area. Filipino culture, not only the current, especially the young millennials. And of course, encourage more and more Filipinos and even Americans to visit. Because I promote excellent destination for travel, tourism, and business. So I also plan to reach out to the business
what would be your welcome remark to the Philippine-American community in Chicago?
Sa aking sa mga kababayan sa Chicago, ako'y natutuwa at mag-asa yung mainit na pagpahirap sa akin. And I will really strive my best to really help the welfare and interest of the Philippines the same way I thought I could.
And hopefully, when they can answer the question, that it's a monthly interaction by the Philippine Consulate General. Hopefully,
well, actually, the success of every pagkikita is before. I'm willing to continue it as long as the Filipino people continue to come and actively participate. And of course, we also want to ask the suggestion of the issues that we have discussed. With your help, we can really
thank you very much. Also,
Hi. If you like our video presentation, please click subscribe. The red button below the screen at my left or at the right of your screen. so we can empower you with more Filipino-American news and views. This is Joseph Gilariosa of the Filipino-American Channel Enterprise, or FACE, your YouTube channel, an affiliate of Journal Global Links and PhilAmMessenger.com in Chicago, Illinois. Thank you. See you back soon. Goodbye.